In our brains, our televisual memory operates within the amygdala, the emotional seat of our experiences and the primary driver of nostalgia. Our worldviews, our sense of time and place, our human agency in many ways has been shaped and developed by those televisual materials that have left impressions on us. Because of the emotionally rich and compelling nature of televisual products, they leave us with some of the strongest memories, many more real than the reality we experience.
I was brought up on the cathode ray. I was literally suckled off the breast onto the cathode ray. Working class family, ham radio operator for a father, and so he was tinkering with electronics. That became a big thing. Now, to liberate yourself from a working class family, you would look at the cathode ray, which is the retina of the mind's eye, and in there were these fantastical worlds.
Next week, an evil space ruler seeks the services of a doctor.
Danger! We are on a collision course.
But don't just stand there. Do something.
Reverse thrust, full power!
You might have the mundane day-to-day life that you're living, but you could turn on that television set and it took you something else. It preempted the future. I was born during the space race. So, series like Lost in Space, everything Irwin Allen did, in a way sculpted my approach to the world. And it also ran parallel with reality. So you had the fantastical and the real seeming to be in some sort of competition for realization. Were we going to get to the moon? Were we not? Already on television, they were on their way to Alpha Centauri. So in a way, it opened up the imagination. In a sense, it started to restrict it as well. It started to box it in.
Ours is a rich and variant land. We are a prospering people, wherever we live or earn our livelihood. We have bounties beyond those known to the people of any other day, and as responsible as anyone else for the care of these bounties is the woman in the American home. More often than not, it is the woman who holds the family purse strings to stretch out the family paycheck. Hers is the struggle eternal.
And that became the paradigm that you saw things in. They don't call television programming for no reason, because, after a while at looking at the television set, the room disappears, it dissipates, and your whole imaginative landscape is brought to you visually. But then again, the best filmmakers, the best directors, the best producers always left something to the imagination. So if you became to sort of, discerning in the way that you looked at television content, I think you could actually break out of the notion of the medium controlling the structure of the way that you saw things.
This machine makes our lives move faster. Computers combine facts to make new knowledge at such high speed that we cannot absorb it. They affect not just the things we buy or the things we know, but the things we do.
So much of my memory is television compacted with family life. And if I was to really think back, and this is a damning thought, I'm probably those moments on television are just as predominant as highly emotional moments in my life, and there's probably more of them in my memory than there is about my family life.
How does it happen? You're coaching the crew, or printing the news, or straining till you thought you would burst. You sure got a thirst.
Elements such as TV commercials, designed to leave significant registry in our brains, linger long after their function. A TV commercial's need to sell products expires at the completion of the campaign, but the memory of that commercial stays with us and shapes our present reality. Why is it the case that we can remember so many details of the input we've received televisually, but then struggle to recall details of that which we have directly experienced? As we have acquired our own means of media production and can produce our own media acquisition, Our relationships with these media collections become a self-driver to our own nostalgic principles. We seek to acquire comfort through our memories that we have lived fulfilling lives, and our media is our reminder. However, we should consider this point. How much of our desire to capture moments is driven by our need to purely collect nostalgic fragments? Are we slaves to our own nostalgic emotionality? Thinking earlier to the concept of the lens, to the fire of the camera, the weapon. Do we turn the camera on ourselves as a way to commit a form of subconscious acts of soft violence upon our own psyches? It's clear that we change our psychologic demeanour to appease the camera. So, are these experiences we seek to capture even real? Are we forever inside a labyrinth of seeking emotive connection points through the camera? Do we value the capturing of media from our devices over what we see with our own eyes?